shofu in this bitch like a 24th rib. Now, I have a battle against godbaka789, and we're both using standard Sandstorm teams, very similar teams, so should be interesting. My team has a Scizor and a Landorus, and his team has a Gliscor and a Latios. Those are the only differences in our teams. So should be interesting to see how we both make the best of this. So let's get it. Chia! I'm going to lead off with my Scizor, and he's going to lead off with his Celebi. Now, the only reason I led off with my Scizor is because I thought he might want to lead off with his Tyranitar, and I'd be able to get switch advantage if he switched out his Tyranitar, but that's not the case. So I'm going to switch into my Rotom because most Celebis do carry HP Fire, and his does indeed carry the HP Fire. And it does no damage, so expecting the Giga Drain now, I'm actually going to switch out to my Celebi, but he makes the good move and goes for the HP Fire again, predicting something that will resist the Grass type move. So that was a good play on his part very early in the match. So yeah, but it doesn't really matter because the HP Fire only does about 35% to my Celebi. So he's going to go for the HP Fire again, and I'm going to go for the unexpected U-turn. And the U-turn does around 50% despite me being a minus attack nature and having no attack EVs. So that is very good damage. So because of that, I can U-turn out, go to my Jafar. And I'm predicting him to go out to his Gliscor now because I know that he knows that I have U-turn. But I make a huge mistake and forget about his Rotom. So because I thought his Gliscor was going to come in, I went for the HP Ice. Completely forgetting about the Rotom. I really should have went for a U-turn again. That kind of messed me up because now my Rotom has to unnecessarily take a Hydro Pump. It's not going to do very much, but I don't want my Rotom to take that much damage because I need to save my Rotom for his Gliscor and his Excadrill. So now predicting his switch out, or even if he doesn't want to switch out, I'm still going to go for the Volt Switch. Either way. So he does indeed switch out though. I was thinking about going for Will-O-Wisp, but I'd rather have the switch advantage than have his Tyranitar burned, just so I can maybe trap something later on. So I do go for the Volt Switch, go out to my Pyru, Suwo, and da-da-do. And he's going to switch out, go to his Gliscor as I U-turn, so now I do have the switch advantage again. I'm going to U-turn out to my Rotom, just to try and scare that thing away. And I'm trying to lure in his Latios, because Latios can be a problem if my Tyranitar is dead. So I want to get that thing out of the way now. So because of that reason, I'm going to go for the Volt Switch right now, knowing that he's probably going to go for Protect just to scout and see what move I'm going to do and maybe get some HP back. So he does go for the Protect, and I go for Volt Switch. So, you know, maybe thinking that he might think that I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump, I'm actually going to go for Volt Switch twice in a row, just because I know that he's most likely going to switch, because Gliscor really can't do much to a defensive Rotom unless it has Toxic. And it's just not in Gliscor's favor to ever stay in on a Rotom. So I do go for the Volt Switch, and he brings in his Latios. Awesome for me, because now I can trap that thing, because I got the Suit. You ain't going nowhere! He makes the bad play in my eyes. He goes for the Trick and not the Surf. 2 Choice Spec Surfs would probably left me at about 50 HP. So now he's only going to be able to get off 1 hit, and it's going to be Draco Meteor. If you ask me, he really should have went for the double Surf instead of the Trick and then the Draco Meteor, because I have a lot of HP now, and I can save my Tyranitar as Death Fodder. The only reason Tyranitar is on this team is to kill Latioses, that's 1. Kill Latioses, that's 2. Set up Sand, that's 3, and set up Stealth Rocks. 2 of those objectives are already complete. So, yeah, he's going to go out to his Excadrill. I'm going to switch out, go to my Jafar. Now, expecting him to use Frustration or Return, I'm actually going to go back out to my Tyranitar's Death Fodder. But he goes for the Rock Slide, so I probably could have stayed in with my Landorus and just stayed in and went for the Earthquake. But flinches are gay, so I didn't want to risk it. And just in case he did have the Frustration, that would have been a 1-hit KO on my Landorus, so I'd rather switch out and let my Tyranitar die. So, you know, I didn't really need it anymore, so it's not really a problem. Now, I'm going to bring out my Jolly Excadrill, and it's on a balloon, so I know he's probably going to switch out. But just in case he didn't want to switch out, and maybe he had Brick Break or went for the Rock Slide flinch, I just went for the safe Earthquake. Now, I'm going to switch out to my Rotom as he brings in his Gliscor, but he makes a good play and goes right out to his Celebi. So that was a good double switch on his part, because now I'm in trouble right now. I don't want to take a Giga Drain, so I'm actually going to switch out and go to my Landorus. And now my Landorus has to take a huge hit from that Celebi. I didn't want that to happen, but he made the good play. And that's what happens when you make good predictions. You get to get heavy hits on stuff. So he takes about half off of my Landorus. Not good at all. Now I'm going to go for the U-turn, expecting his Rotom to come back in. I was thinking about going for HP Ice, but you know, I didn't think he'd bring in his Gliscor this time. So I actually expected his Rotom to come in, but he switches into his Tyranitar. And now I'm going to be able to send out my Pyru, so whoa and da-da-do. And now I'm going to be able to get off another U-turn, and he actually stays in this time. I don't know why. He has his Gliscor. He probably doesn't want me to rinse and repeat and go out to my Rotom again, so he probably just wanted his Tyranitar to die so he could have the switch advantage after seeing what I bring in. But I do bring in my Jafar. Now, I actually over-predicted here. I expected him to go for the Volt Switch, predicting me to go for U-turn, but he just stays in and goes for the HP Ice, so I really should not have stayed in here. But like I said, I thought he would use the Volt Switch, predicting me to go for U-turn, so he would have the double switch advantage, but he decided to stay in and go for the HP Ice. Doesn't really matter. So now that I know he's locked into HP Ice, I'm actually going to go out to my Rotom, and I'm going to go for the Volt Switch. I don't know why he's just letting his Pokemon die like this. You should never do this, because you might need your Pokemon, like, he might need that Rotom later. But I'm not complaining. He's making the battle that much easier for me. Cheer! So now I'm going to go out to my big Guaca, and I know that he has the Ice Fang most likely, so I'm going to go out to my big Rotom. And he does indeed have Ice Fang, so now I know he really can't touch my Rotom at all. That Ice Fang did about 14 damage. I didn't even see. I don't know how much it did. I think it did like 14 now. I'm not sure. Maybe it was 16. Anyways, so he makes a terrible fucking move and goes right into his Excadrill. I think he predicted my Volt Switch. I'm pretty sure he predicted my Volt Switch. I think he was trying to predict my Volt Switch and then go into his Excadrill, maybe get off a Rock Slide or an X-Scissor. But I went straight for the Hydro Pump, and that is a dead Excadrill. Get them big threats out of here! Yes! So now I know he's going to go for the Giga Drain, so I'm going to switch out to my Scizor. And now I'm just going to go for the Bullet Punch and get off a heavy hit before my Scizor dies to the HP Fire. If I was him, I would have switched out to Gliscor, but like I said, I don't know why what he's doing, really. I would have, as a matter of fact, if I was him, I would have switched out to Gliscor and then switched back to my Celebi after switching out to Gliscor. So maybe put up a double switch just to get him to switch out, just to get me to switch. I don't know. No. This is all in hindsight. So what I'm going to do now is go out to my Guaca. Now, he stayed in here because he thought that I might over-predict him. And I was actually thinking about bringing in my Excadrill and then switching back out to my Rotom. And that would have been very bad because he stayed in and went for the Giga Drain. So if I had actually made the double switch, I probably would have lost this battle. So, but now that I didn't sacrifice my Rotom like an idiot, I still have it alive, and I can go for the Hydro Pump and take out his Gliscor, and that is a motherfucking wrap. Taliban! Yes! Man, that was such a mouthful to narrate. I'm sorry, pause if that's homo at all. No homo. I said mouthful. Anyways, yeah, man, this was an intense battle. A lot of predictions, a lot of good stuff. I need more battles like this. Good game, godbaka. Doses!